Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason, and I'm going to be your host today for this semifinal Division C match. We've got All for Waifu is going to be our blue team on the left, and Witch Rhythm is going to be going to end up being our red team here. Map 1, we've already done the coin flip and everything, so that is going to be the Towers of Doom going on here. Let me just go ahead and broadcast this real quick for everybody. All right. All right, it looks like everybody is ready to go, and we are just gonna chug it right on along here as we are gonna start out game number 1 strong. Towers of Doom. We're gonna get that team fighting going in a big way, and already off to the races here. All for Waifu versus Witch Rhythm. This will be the semi-final match. The winner will go on to face either Reborn Knights Black or Duratan's Couch, which is another semifinal. I'll be casting around 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. Wednesday or Thursday? Now I'm questioning myself. One of those nights for sure. I think it's Wednesday. Confirmed. It's Wednesday the 15th, 7. So right away, All for Waifu throwing out the Anubarak in the first ban. Gonna be Garrosh. Going to be the band of choice here for Witch Rhythm. And instantly we'll see All for Waifu going straight to the Malthael. So we've seen a lot of Malthael play lately. I think he's definitely one of the main choices here for that melee assassin type of role. Kind of reminds me of how a Bruiser plays with all that self-sustain. He is definitely a lot more squishy. And his biggest weakness, of course, is CC. If you can get him locked down, he doesn't have the health pool of a lot of those other frontline Bruiser types. And so you're able to eliminate him pretty quickly. But if he's able to constantly spam those Qs every 2 seconds in the big team fights and keep himself alive, he could be a real terror to deal with. And can really hurt you if you're running a double tank comp or running high health heroes in general. With all that percentage-based damage he does, could be a factor also. That's one of the toughest bosses in the game is the Headless Horseman here on Towers of Doom. But Malthael and that percentage damage can take it down pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Tyrael and Lucio are going to be picked up on the other side. So prioritizing making sure they get a good healer here is Witch Rhythm. Lucio, a very good sustained healer. Does have the ability to poke out and just in general be a bit of a nuisance on these altar spawns. And also can aid you in a little bit quicker rotations here on Towers of Doom. Can get your team mobilized and charging in or retreating as fast as possible. So we'll have to see how they decide to use that. Tyrael also very good at altar denial. Does have a few different ranged abilities that can help quite a lot with that. And I expect them to definitely utilize that here on Towers. 2 more picks coming up here for All for Waifu. They probably want to go ahead and get themselves a healer here before the next ban phase, and they will do that indeed. They're going to go with Anna. So right away, prioritizing the CC here in the early part of this draft. Diablo, of course, a very good pick here as well on Towers. There's a lot of terrain for Diablo to be able to charge people into to get that stun. So can definitely be a very influential pick here on Towers. Not to mention that a good well-placed Fire Stomp can also be a good way to get that ranged interrupt on those altar spawns if the enemy team's trying to cast one of these altars. Anna also does have good range ability interrupts. And good sustained healing. She's plus nano boosted Malthael. That's just plain scary, ladies and gentlemen. Brightwing going to be the ban out here for Witch Rhythm. Good global hero, good healer as well. Usually you'll want to see a second healer go with Anna and Lucio, to be honest. Neither of them really strike me as a solo support very much, so I would kind of expect them to each try to pick up another healer. Brightwing, definitely one of the better ones, can get that split push with the phase shift down. Meanwhile, All for Waifu will go ahead and ban out the Falstad. Another global bites the dust. Dahaka has managed to find his way through this entire draft so far without being picked or banned, so he's still available should either team want a secondary frontliner. All for Waifu kind of has that already in the Malthael, so I would expect them with these last two picks to pick up a second support and some kind of range damage. Tyrael and Lucio, on the other hand, doesn't really show much, you know. Tyrael is a pretty common pick nowadays. The Sanctification is very, very impactful in big teamfight scenarios like we see on Towers of Doom here. Also good good point control in general for the different sapper camps and the boss. Meanwhile, Lucio, just a good sustained healer, so they haven't really shown their hand. You know, who's going to be the damage here for which rhythm? We'll probably find out quite a bit with these next two picks about what they want to run. So Uther is going to be that secondary support. Or is Lucio the secondary support? I don't know. They're both good healers, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Sonya going to be the pickup here for Witch Rhythm, and a great solo laner, a great camp taker, and another strong frontliner for the side of Witch Rhythm. Does feed a little bit into the Malthael, but Sonya also has very good sustain up front, and with the strong possibility of the D-Shield, the sound barrier, as well as that Sanctification, Sonya should have plenty of support going into these team fights. And one of the biggest things that Sonya can struggle with sometimes is being able to stick on heroes and get that end gauge. Lucio, with that speed boost, can really help her out with that quite a lot. Be able to catch up with and take down some of her enemies. While All for Waifu got two last picks here, I'm going to go Rhaegar, Vala. So I really like that as a secondary healer here. Rhaegar, one of the most versatile heroes in the game. And Vala just deals a ton of damage from the backline. A lot of people have been going with that Q build lately for the extra burst potential post 7. And it gets stronger and stronger as that game goes along with that level 4 talent. Also does a lot of damage to the camps as well as the boss. So Vala has been pretty common here and does have the double healer to be able to back it up. No shielding for her though. One of the criticisms we see for Vala quite often is that her health pool is pretty low. And so a lot of times you kind of need a support that can give her shields, such as a Tassadar or a Zarya, and then a healer for her. So Anna and Rhaegar will be able to heal her constantly, but won't be able to give her any additional XP with the shields.
Here we go again.
And the Chromie. I love the Chromie pick here from Witch Rhythm. They're going to take advantage of the fact that Vala is going to be vulnerable with that low health pool. And if Chromie can hit some direct hits on Vala, we could be talking about her being globaled later in the game as the potential for one-shotting is definitely going to be there with the scaling damage that Chromie can put out. Overall, a really nice draft from both of these teams. Chromie is a pretty common pick here on Towers of Doom. I would say it gets a little bit of extra advantage simply due to the fact that you're able to get the long-ranged poke here for these altars and stall out. It's one of the only maps we saw Chromie before her rework, and now we see her pretty regularly in Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, heavy metal. It's definitely it's a really cool amateur league here in NGS. I'm actually gonna go ahead and toss you an invite here. The NGS Discord server. just in case you guys want to know any more about NGS. But we are loading in here to game number 1, and on the left, all for Waifu. Nerve is going to be playing the Diablo. Doyle is going to be on Malthael. Skeleton on Ana. Speed Cuber on the Vala. And Maffin is going to be playing the Rhaegar. On the right, it is Witch Rhythm. Rad going to be playing the Sonya. Zofani going to be on the Chromie. Blitz is going to be on the Tyrael. It's Epsilon? Epsilon is going to be on the Uther. And, what did I forget? Oh, there we go. It's going to be King Dunce on the Lucio. Both teams going to go ahead and start to head out towards the mid. Malthael actually split-soaking to that top lane is actually going to be able to clear that up pretty quick. And we're going to see a couple of minions going to fall away before the side of Witch Rhythm can get up here. But Rad will get up there in time for them to hit the towers and get XP. Meanwhile, both teams sending the supports down to the bot lane. Tyrael will go ahead and join Uther down here. And both teams going to settle on in to the early game laning phase here on towers. A little overpower, and all of a sudden Nerve going in deep trying to get the Chromie. Zofani will go ahead and throw out the sand though. Nerve going to get poked really low. Gonna at least ward off the pursuit from Diablo for the moment. Both teams getting a little bit of a close call there. And now both teams will heal up. Return to their rotations. Maffin getting some work down here. That double lightning shield. So much damage. But has he overextended here? Blitz is down here. Trying to push him back a little bit. We'll successfully ward him away. But we do have the triple altar phase spawning here. We always know that there are 2 triple altar phases here on towers. The first and the 5th spawn are always going to be those 3. Everything else is random, but
go forth and claim
right away we'll start off with a strong phase here. 2v1 down in the bottom lane. Ana to the top left is going to be casting, but King Dance is going to be overpowered and taken down by Nerve and company here. And all for Waifu taking an early advantage as they will trade the top left for that bottom. But they are going to be able to zone away Zofani and the rest of Witch Rhythm. They're going to be able to cast, and early they're going to have a lead here. Maffin, though, on that Rhaegar. Again, one of the most versatile heroes in the game. Will be able to take these camps solo as a support. Meanwhile, the side of Witch Rhythm prioritizing getting back into lane. But we actually have 2 camps being started here for the side of All for Waifu. So they are definitely going to prioritize that camp game. Not losing too much soak here, but they're losing a little bit on the XP counter. First Blood, of course, did go over to All for Waifu, so a little extra XP in their pocket for that. But Rad definitely getting the advantage here in the solo lane on health, but Doyle doing a nice job using that sustainability and the extra wave clear. And now Ana also coming up to try to get something done here, and they'll be able to wipe out a good portion of that front wall with those zappers. The bottom wall taking similar damage here from Maffin and those sappers. Meanwhile, the side of Witch Rhythm will go ahead and capture their own sappers down here, and they will be able to start marching those in towards the bot lane. Both teams prioritizing the rotation, trying to catch somebody out, but both teams playing pretty easy here. Not being too risky. Anyway, we'll hear the toll from that next altar. Slight XP advantage so far here for All for Waifu. Nothing crazy though. Only about half a level. So. Meanwhile, both teams are going to start rotating here. Start the poking war. Of course, does have a little bit of an advantage going over to Witch Rhythm with that Chromie. So really it's all going to come down to the team fighting. Who can pressure who out here. But Maffin not going to be able to get that done with the Chromie around. And both teams will start jostling back and forth here. King Dump's getting very low. He's going to have to back out in the bottom section. But yet again, Maffin will be thwarted on that cast attempt by the Chromie Sands. But Uther getting very low. He will be the first to fall here. Will still be able to heal his team passively from the trait. But the Diablo going to be the next one to go down. So they are able to trade out. But Sonya will fall in the bottom, getting split off from the rest of Witch Rhythm. And Mafflin will finally be able to finish this one. As Zofani going to be zoned out here by the rest of the members of All for Waifu. And they will be able to extend their lead now to an 8-point lead on the core. All for Waifu coming out strong early here. Will end up yet again with almost a level lead here as they head towards that ever-important level 10 in the next altar phase. Picking up a couple really important kills there. They did lose the Diablo. I wasn't sure if that was a full death or not, or I don't know. I didn't track that one. We're seeing that in the replay in the moment. I'll figure that out for y'all. Nice early Sunday morning match here between these two teams. I want to thank everybody for waking up nice and early at 11 a.m. on their Sunday. Come out and watch some NGS with us today. Should be a pretty good match between these two teams. Semi-final matches, quite a lot on the line here. Everybody wants to go on and play in that championship match. Once again, All for Waifu doing a really nice job of prioritizing the camps nice and early here. Allows them to get back into lane, pressure for picks, while these camps are doing their work or being cleaned up in other lanes. They do collapse into the mid, and Lucio's actually going to get stunned and overpowered. The level 10s are here. Apoc will whiff, though. We do see Doyle going in deep with that Tormented Souls. Excuse me, and the healing block. Going to be able to come in to be able to secure the Uther kill there. Nice dive here from All for Waifu, and well timed. As with that, they'll be able to get some picks right before level 10. And now we'll see the altar spawning. Uther will be up a few seconds before we'll start to be able to run back, but it looks like the side of Witch Rhythm are going to split out the lanes and forget about it.
The time is now, hero.
Give up another 4 shots to the side of All for Waifu. We have a 12-point lead now on the core health. Meanwhile, 4 members here for All for Waifu are going to go ahead and pressure into the bot lane. Bottom lane, definitely the normal lane of choice here in Heroes of the Storm. We'll see both teams start to prioritize here. The slowing sands, though, gonna make it tough to get these through. Meanwhile, look at this, the push forward here from the side of Witch Rhythm. They're gonna go ahead and pop the sound barrier and start to go in. Rad getting some damage out, but ultimately the side of All for Waifu gonna be able to back up and get away for the moment. Both teams, though, here in the bottom lane, just going to go back and forth with the waves. Side of All for Waifu going to try and utilize some of this wave, but Witch Rhythm's got a pretty strong front line. They'll step up and go ahead and clear it out, and we'll see All for Waifu just settle for the camp. Wild Card and Saloon, thank you very much for the follows. Much appreciated. Blitz going to be taken down. Oh, but the D-Shield will come out at the last second to save him. Chromie will actually be the first to fall here. Before the Sanctification can come down, they will pop the Sanct. But ultimately, Sonya not here. On the side of All for Waifu, going to be able to poke them down pretty low. And be able to put on a little bit more pressure with these sappers. One of them will get through to the fort. Nice stun there, though, by Epsilon to be able to take one down. And for now, they will be able to save this. But double altar phase. And look at the rotations here from All for Waifu. Doyle will be able to get that casted. Speed Cuber in the bottom. And all of a sudden, that's another 8 shots going over
Let the Gravekeeper know
to the side of All for Waifu. And blink of an eye here, they are suddenly up 20 points on the core. And this match so far has been all for Waifu. They've been getting the kills. They've been getting the core shots. And they continue that about half-level lead. Which, I don't know, it's been timed out pretty well for them. Every time a major altar phase has started, it seems like they're up that talent tier, and it's just really, or they're either up that talent tier or they've just won a major team fight. So All for Waifu having some nice timing. Epsilon will discover too late that All for Waifu is deciding to score some points for the boss here, while the side of Witch Rhythm was clearing up and retaking that bottom bell tower. Taking a look at some of these builds. Pretty standard heroics across the board. Would expect to see Slowing Sands in this scenario, where you see Rhaegar with the cleanse. Apoc, Tormented Souls, Reign of Vengeance coming out here from Vala. And it is indeed that nano boost coming out from Skeleton here. Meanwhile, we will see a little bit of a skirmish here. Sound Barrier comes down. Apoc will be able to come down and make a nice line there on the right side of the map. Doyle going to receive that Ancestral with the nano boost, and he is just ridiculously sustainable. Blitz goes down. Sonya goes down. Chromie will fall. Epsilon's in all kinds of trouble. And All for Waifu flexing their muscles here yet again, this time before the triple altar phase, and with just 12 left on the core. You guys know what that means. All of a sudden, this is game point. And with a 3-for-0 exchange, All for Waifu coming out here on Towers of Doom and showing their dominance here in game 1. And Witch Rhythm,
like all the other,
and their core are going to go down here in a 12-minute game. All for Waifu showing us their strength here. And that's gonna be a quick one here for game number 1. This is, of course, a best-of-3 series. So, Witch Rhythm not quite done yet. They will have the choice here, whether they want map or first pick, first ban for game number 2. It's dominant rotations, superior supporting power. Overall, they just were able to do a really nice job of being aggressive side of All for Waifu. Gotta give Nerve a lot of credit for some strong end gauges. He set up some really nice kill potential for the rest of the team. A lot of good divey hero potential in their damage from Malthael and Vala. Malthael did a ton of damage here. Doyle just dominating in this one. Gotta give credit to Zofani on the other side. Did what they could with the Chromie there, trying to poke out, but just wasn't quite able to get the damage that they wanted here. But overall, it's just really played there for All for Waifu. Like I said, every time a major altar phase was coming up, they were able to get the advantage. They knew these timings, and they took fights and won fights when they needed to. So that is going to do it. Well, actually, let's take a quick look at the talent builds. We barely made it to level 14 for Chromie to be able to pick up that 16 talent, but overall, pretty standard builds across the board. Kind of what you would expect to see in all of the ultimates. Yeah, Poison Spear coming out from Rad. Kind of everything you would expect. I'm looking at the talents and not super surprised by any of the builds that I'm seeing. Pretty standard. Pretty standard across the board. The Sleep Dart build coming out from Skeleton on the Ana. I haven't seen too many other builds coming out from Ana just yet. Alright, well that is going to do it for game number 1. We're going to go ahead and talk to both of these teams here real quick for you guys and see what which Rhythm wants to do for game number 2. See. Team captain Blitz is going to be making that call for us. That was the map pick of which Rhythm here, so they may decide to go more for the idea of first pick, first ban this time, but we'll see what they want to do. But all for Waifu tried to make sure that I get to an early lunch today. Quite a dominant first effort there in that first game. You can tell that those guys are working well as a unit right now. The quick rotations to the camps right after these victories on the altar phases, as well as their good timing of their picks and strong team fight. They were just hitting on all cylinders in that one. They looked really good. They must really want to press those waifus, man. Ysera, ladies and gentlemen. She just likes to be on stream. What are you doing? Alright. Not heard from All for Waifu yet. Or no, which Rhythm? Yeah. Well, I haven't heard from anybody yet, but let's see. Oh. Okay. So they're going to take first pick, first ban. So we'll see what All for Waifu, where they want to take us here. So we did have I believe it was Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire that were banned. So still a lot of really good maps up for pick here. Shrines, Battlefield, Tomb, Cursed Hollow, Sky Temple. Give a couple minutes here for All for Waifu to talk it over. Figure out where they keep the cat on screen. I can't. She has free will. She can decide whether or not she wants to be on here. I'm sorry. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright. Definitely one of my favorites. Alright. Alright, we are getting the lobby up. We'll have game number 2 coming to you guys very shortly. Thank you all for your patience. Sorry, I'm not very good at filler. I'm just kind of chilling out here on a Sunday morning with all you guys. Alright, looks like we got everybody into lobby. Let's make sure both these teams are ready. Alright, looks like All for Waifu need a quick minute. Yeah, I'll ask the teams if they want to I'll ask the winning team, yeah. If they want to do an interview. I should have time. I've got somewhere to be at 1, but that's not for another hour and a half. So I expect we'll have some time. Yeah. You guys want to know who they want to win? Who would you rather play? Well, whichever team wins is the stronger team anyway, so who cares really? Ah. I can see we've got members of both Durantan's Couch and RKB here tonight. Or this morning. Alright. So it looks like we do have All for Waifu. Let me just reconfirm. Alright. Alright, we'll get this rolling for everybody into game number 2. It's going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen here. Game number 2 in this NGS semifinal for Division C. All for Waifu. Up 1-0 over Witch Rhythm. Should be very interesting to see what adjustments Witch Rhythm wants to make. And there's the first adjustment here with the respect ban out onto Anna. Nice thing about first pick, first banning is that you don't have to worry about the Garrosh. Because usually the second team will ban it, but All for Waifu committed to the Anubarak ban. They apparently liked how that first game went, so they're not going to make any adjustments here. Go with the exact same strategy they just had. And, you know, why not? Gosh, that first game was pretty dominant, so stick to your guns and keep doing what you've been doing, really. Alright, first pick coming out for Witch Rhythm. Do they want to take the Garrosh, or do they have a different plan? They will go for Malthael, so again, making that second game adjustment. All for Waifu really dominating with that Malthael in game number 1. So they'll go ahead and take away the Ana that they thought performed so well there. And steal the Malthael, but we will see the Brightwing and the Garrosh coming out from All for Waifu. So a couple of the heroes that were banned out the last game, they'll be breaking out here. Not one of Brightwing's more common maps, kind of a smaller map here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but still can get a lot of advantage in the rotational game. Brightwing's got pretty good wave clear for a support.
I stand ready.
And Garrosh, of course, just a terror on this map with his ability to rotate and displace heroes. Meanwhile, Vala going to be the pickup here for Witch Rhythm. Stealing another hero from All for Waifu's previous team comp. See, we got some Waifu fans here in the chat. Going to be Lieutenant Morales coming out here for Witch Rhythm. Definitely a good sustained support for both Malthael and Vala. But again, not a hero that you normally will see on Tomb of the Spider Queen. She's not very well known for wave clear. And can get pretty exposed in the rotations here. If Garrosh can cut her off at all in that rotation and displace her, that's how you get to Morales. That's for sure. So to see how this works out. Gonna be positioning gonna be very, very key here for Witch Rhythm and their Lieutenant Morales player. Uther are gonna be the ban out here for All for Waifu. Not wanting to see the D shield on the Malthael and the Cho'Gall ban coming out here from Witch Rhythm. Garrosh, Brightwing, Cho'Gall. Wouldn't have guessed it myself, but I might know something I don't. I don't know. Two more picks coming out here for All for Waifu. They haven't shown very much yet with their Garrosh and Brightwing picks. I'll have to see what the meat and potatoes of their comp is going to be here. They don't have a lot of wave clear so far. Brightwing gives some, but not much. Could still see something of Gul'dan level wave clear. Still coming out here for All for Waifu. Not that Witch Rhythm has particularly amazing wave clear. Did somebody say Rhaegar? Rhaegar, definitely what you like in wave clear. Greymane also pretty decent. Just in general, though, again, quite a lot of heals in their double support comp here. I would expect a tank and a support here for Witch Rhythm. Morales can solo support, but can be kind of rough against AoE damage, and with that last pick still available for All for Waifu, could be opening themselves up to a counter pick end of this draft. logo is made in paint. That's pretty funny. But yeah, definitely a lot of options here. Could see possibly the Arthas for the Greymane counter, but instead we'll see the ETC. That's a pretty good pick too. And the Zarya, so they're not... So, Zarya, kind of a pseudo-support, kind of like Tassadar. Again, you do have the shielding for the low-health Vala, and the Junkrat coming out. All for Waifu, gonna break out the new explosive ranged assassin Junkrat. Or is he a specialist? I'm actually not sure what he's listed as. Chat, help! But, Junkrat coming out either way. That's pretty tremendous wave clear potential and good displacement potential. You talk about the Garrosh being able to throw people over the wall. That landmine can do some pretty crazy things for mobility and displacement potential as well. So this is actually going to be my first game casting Junkrat, so should be pretty fun here. All for Waifu up 1-0 here. Feeling like they can maybe try something out. Something, get a little weird here. Outside of which rhythm, I'm going to be tasked with trying to bring this back. Give us a game 3 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I do like their draft, you know. The Vala being able to be supported by the shields from Zarya and the constant sustained healing from Morales. That's how you want to heal a hyper carry. Good for Malthael and for Vala. Plus, ETC has a hard time with solo support, so Zarya should be able to help out ETC as well. But I do like the draft of all for Waifu as well. It's gonna come down to execution on their end with all the displacement. But we are loading in here to Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left, up 1-0 so far in the series here. All for Waifu. Nerve gonna be playing the Garrosh. Doyle gonna be on Greymane. Speed Cuber gonna be on the Rhaegar. Maffin is gonna be on the Brightwing. And Skeleton gonna be showing us a little bit of Junkrat play here on a Sunday morning. On the right, Witch Rhythm. Gonna be looking to bring this back to a game 3. Epsilon gonna be on the Lieutenant Morales. Dofani on Vala. Rad gonna be on the Malthael. King Dunce on Zarya. And Blitz gonna be playing ETC. Both teams going to go ahead and kind of start their little dance in the mid. Junkrat going to start throwing out his lovely little grenades. Talk about poke damage. Everyone will scatter away there from the landmine. Be a bunch of minions that get tossed around by that one. Both teams will go ahead and clear out the mid and start the standard 4-1 rotation. So I've seen a lot of teams lately doing some non-standard rotations. Maffin getting caught out a little bit here, but Zofani gonna get pulled in and tossed. He's gonna have to back out, and both teams will go ahead and go on about their day unscathed. In the bottom lane, Speed Cuber gonna be facing off against Rad. Malthael definitely a stronger solo laner than Rhaegar, but Rhaegar does have good wave clear to be able to at least make up for it a little bit. Rhaegar, of course, having some decent self-sustain as a support player. Cuber's got to be careful, though. Rad's not going to just leave him alone in lane there. And does have that teleport ability. Meanwhile, the 4-man rotation continuing here in the mid. Oh, and Zofani gets poked low. Doyle will be able to get the final hit out there with that basic attack. Epsilon was trying to keep him up, but just a little bit too much damage to sustain him through. And first blood will go over to all for Waifu. And Epsilon getting tossed as well. And like I said, that's how you get to a Morales right there, ladies and gentlemen. The old strategy used to be the Stitches kidnap comp was kind of your best bet for trying to get to a Morales. Nowadays, Garrosh can just do it without the ultimate. Right from level 1, he has the ability to displace and make Morales have a sad, sad day. And they kill number 2 for all for Waifu. I did not mean to make that rhyme, ladies and gentlemen, I promise. That was completely unintentional. Nerve. Gonna try and get some of these turned in. 7 gems already in the bank here for all for Waifu. While the side of Witch Rhythm is holding on to those 38 gems. Not really a big advantage so far in gems picked up for either team. Both seem to be getting it done in the pick 'em up department. Malthael gonna go ahead and turn in 14 of those gems in the bot lane. Zofani getting poked low yet again. Doyle doing a nice job of getting that damage out onto the hyper carry here of Witch Rhythm. Zofani doing a nice job there with the dodge there from the vault. Still playing in pretty close to Nerve, though. Not really too worried. There's the toss. We'll be able to vault yet again. But Nerve actually taking a lot of damage on the back end. Zofani maybe trying to bait him in a little bit there. Wow, the rotations continue. 20 to 14 so far for the turn-in count. Both teams poking back and forth here. A big turn in there by Witch Rhythm. They will take an early gem lead in the bank. Still need to get the gems turned in from Vala and Azaria, though, if they want to capture those first set of web weavers. Oh, and the toss onto Blitz here. We'll be able to slide out, though. Nerve will have to back up for a moment, get a little support from Brightwing. Nerve just barely missing on the pull in there onto Zofani. Meanwhile, rotations here to the bottom. Doyle will try and get the turn in. Nerve will have the rest of what they need for that turn in. Meanwhile, Zofani trying to turn in the top, but the race will be won just slightly by all for Waifu. And they're going to end up with the first set of web weavers in this one. Nerve will get the toss, but a nice response here by Blitz. Going to go ahead and charge in and get the disruption there. Polymorph onto Zofani on the back end, but now Blitz taking quite a lot of harassment. Epsilon going to have to throw out the heals, be able to make up for that, all the while web weavers and Vala falling in the top lane. That is going to spawn an instant 5-man reaction in the top lane, and it looks like we're going to have a quick pause here. Got to kind of wonder if somebody might have DC'd here. Kind of makes sense. We'll go ahead and take a quick break while we let these guys sort it out amongst themselves here. All right, so it looks like we did have somebody have something going on real quick. I like that. It's a kid thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Kid emergency. Yeah, so far, all for Waifu, starting right where they left off here in game number 1. Dominant rotations, good synergy on being able to collapse and displace people, and so far they are sitting at a 3-0 lead on the kill counter. And these web weavers are going to get some work done. They already have the front wall down in the top. So looks like they are ready to go, and we are going to be starting back in. Five-man commitment here in the top lane for Waifu. And they know where their bread is buttered here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And that is in the top lane where the boss resides. And question is, are they going to stop?
The hero flees from battle.
I don't think so. Zarya appears to maybe have DC'd though. And so we will take another quick break. Oh, we get that one figured out. Rough game so far here in game number 2. Definitely agreed, though. Both teams do have some good poke. To be able to deny the turn-ins. So this one is a proper DC. We'll go ahead and wait for Zarya to come back. And no longer be Zarya. Webweaver's still alive in the top lane, though. Alright. I can't actually see what level they are right now. Darn pause thing. Gotta think that All for Waifu is going to have a nice advantage going in towards that level 10. That's going to be a big factor here. If they are able to come out of this close to level 10, they should be able to deny this next turn-in phase. And start to try to really snowball this one. They did get a lot of work done in that top lane. Alright, looks like both teams are ready to go once again. Alright, and we are back once again. And yeah, they will get some work done on this front wall as well. Gonna give them a nice boost in XP. And as the top Webweaver falls, about half a level away from level 10 here, All for Waifu. Reasserting their dominance here. Tomb of the Spider Queen proving to be a good battleground for them as well. However, they send 5-man to the bot here. And they're not a little concerned that they're not guarding that top Webweaver turn-in. Blitz will be able to sneak on up here. He and Zofani have enough for the turn-in. To see if they want to go ahead and pluck that in or not. But right now, it looks like they're going to hold off. Not a bad idea to stall for 10. However, with the wave in the bottom, they do have the opportunity to grab the Webweaver turn-in and probably still get level 10 in the laning phase while the Webweavers are spawning. But for now, they'll just hold off. Oh, but Blitz is actually going to get tossed. Does have the power slide out, though. All for Waifu doesn't quite have enough to get the turn in, so Rad will be able to secure themselves their first set of Webweavers in the bot. Looks like it's actually going to be Gravitation Surge coming out here from Wits Rhythm. Try and pull everybody in for that big ult combination here. We just see Junkrat throwing out the tire though. Nerve getting very low. Is going to have to back out. Zofani receiving the stim here from Epsilon. Not quite being sustained enough though, so we'll have to back out. All the while the Webweavers coming out here will be eliminated quickly here in the mid lane. But top will once again be the lane of preference for both of these teams. But all for Waifu with a very nice rotation, yet again knowing where their bread is buttered here. We'll go ahead and eliminate the Web Weaver in the top and leave the bottom Web Weaver to do its work. Nice defense here from all for Waifu. They're not going to give anything for free to Witch Rhythm. Stefani just barely stutter stepping, getting out of that pull-in. I give a lot of credit to Zofani and Epsilon, these backliners. Constantly under pressure by Garrosh, but since that first toss in onto Morales, they've done a nice job of positioning in response. So we will see the Ancestral coming in. However, it is interrupted, and Blitz is going to be completely blown up there. Junkrat trying to get the Riptire out. We'll be able to hit Zofani. Not quite going to be able to get the kill off of that. That'll be another pick going over to the side of all for Waifu. Still traveling as 5 here. Gonna miss on the pull in there. They will be able to zone out and pick themselves up a Web Weaver here, I would imagine. Zarya does have really good denial, but I don't see it. Oh, Rod getting thrown in by first that landmine and then by Garrosh. But Blitz gonna be able to zone out there. And the side of all for Waifu are going to go ahead and think better of it and back off for the moment. They do have the Web Weavers coming in. Level 13 right around the corner for both of these teams. Meanwhile, the side of Witch Rhythm going to collapse right onto that mid Web Weaver. The top Web Weaver is still pretty far away from that top keep. Will eventually make its way there if all for Waifu is able to keep Witch Rhythm busy here in the mid lane. Bottom lane, it's also starting to creep up towards that bottom fort. Doyle will get caught in the gravitation surge, but a very nice cleanse there by Speed Cuber to be able to get him out of that. We'll see Skeleton throwing out the Riptire to continue to disrupt the grenade, and now the pull-in attempt by Nerve will fail due to the nice polymorph. Well, actually, no, it wasn't polymorph. Something. You got hit by something. Must have been the knockback there from Blitz. I was about to say something stopped him. And no cleanse on the side of Witch Rhythm here. No way to really get them out of away from that Garrosh pull. It's gonna be up to ETC to face melt them away. All for Waifu, gonna be able to do some nice damage here in the bot lane. And we'll go ahead and capture that bottom Merc camp while they're at it. Meanwhile, we will see the turn-in being rotated for and grabbed here from Witch Rhythm. So they will have the opportunity to push back here. They did get that bottom fort from that last Web Weaver phase. It looks like now they're going to be prioritizing the top once again. But here comes all for Waifu. Going to be ready to defend, looks like. Nerve rotating there. They're going to push back that mid-wave. The little spawn about halfway through the lane. Meanwhile, bottom is pushed way out from those Siege Giants. The Siege Giants will actually do quite a lot of damage to that Web Weaver for all is said and done. Zofani vaulting away from Nerve there. That pull-in came down. This time, Witch Rhythm in a much better position. They are definitely getting some good damage onto this fort, and the fort will fall here, but the grenade gonna split Witch Rhythm into every which direction. They do clean up the top Web Weaver, but not before that is grabbed. Nerve able to unstoppable himself here. Will toss Blitz in, get the stun. Mafflin also with a very, very nice Emerald Wind to split off the rest of Witch Rhythm. And now Witch Rhythm getting a little bit greedy. The Zarya gonna go down. I mean, caught in a little bit too far. And now All for Waifu is on the chase. Nerve will receive the Ancestral, and suddenly he is on a mission to try and grab anybody he can get. Will pull in Epsilon, but then toss Rad. And they are going to try to counter-engage here, but in a 3v5, that is not how you want to handle that situation. And they are going to lose yet another member. Morales now going to be down for 30 seconds. And going to give All for Waifu a chance to really clean up the lanes. We'll go ahead and grab the mid camp here and be able to put a little bit of pressure into this mid lane. Level 16 has been picked up here for All for Waifu now. They will have the option to go for the boss here, and that does look like what they are going to do. They can also time that with a Webweaver turn in here. They have almost enough. It does look like they're just, for now, going to settle for the boss. This is something that Witch Rhythm will be able to scout out in time, however. But without 16, there's not really a whole lot that they can do about it. They realize this, so they're going to go ahead and rotate around, split push, get a little damage here in the mid lane. But the boss has been picked up and will be marching in towards that top keep area, which has already been dented a little bit by a previous Webweaver phase. While the side of All for Waifu dumping some gems. Level 16's just right around the corner here for Witch Rhythm. They make a good call here to back up, clean up the boss. Boss will get a little bit of damage done here in the top. We'll clean up the rest of that front wall. But not going to get much done to the keep. Meanwhile, Webweavers coming out now for All for Waifu. Weren't quite able to sync those up, but we'll now be able to push all the lanes back out once again. Skeleton trying to catch Blitz. Blitz will get on the right side of that grenade and get blown back into his team, though, instead. Meanwhile, All for Waifu focusing here on the mid lane. The towers pretty low on ammo here. Zofani, though, will get caught out. The Gravitation Surge in response, but not going to stop the side of All for Waifu for casting. And they will go ahead and take a second pick there on to ETC. 2-0 there, and All for Waifu doing pretty much whatever they want right now. They'll push into the mid. They'll grab this mid keep. The top keep is also under duress. They'll go ahead and rotate up, be able to capture a second keep here pretty easily. Still 15 seconds or so before they got everybody alive, so they're going to go ahead and push into the core here. They've got a lot of minions, but Rod getting a ton of damage there with that Tormented Soul. Speed Cuber getting very low, Nerve getting very low. Will be able to go unstoppable, but not going to get out of this situation. He will sacrifice himself to the Rad God. But look at Doyle here with his rotation to the bottom lane. Ton of minions in the bottom, and that is going to be the final keep and the final tower going down for the side of Witch Rhythm. And, well, pretty well exposed right now. Still 2 minutes on the boss. But with that one pick on Garrosh, Witch Rhythm is going to try to get some work done here in the top. They need to. They know that they need to open themselves up a win condition here. Level 20 is almost here for Witch Rhythm and or for All for Waifu, I should say. And they will be here for the defense. So they open up a little bit here in the top, but ultimately they're going to have to back off here. Level 20 is just too close. They don't have Zarya. And right now, Witch Rhythm, ton of trouble here. But their tournament lives on the line here in game number 2. No structures left. Backs against the wall. Level 20 on the other side for All for Waifu. How are they going to respond? That is the question. Bruiser Camp going to be captured here from All for Waifu. Looks like they're going to rotate over to the other side, see if they can catch Witch Rhythm doing their own camp. And they are looking to start it. Blitz be caught out by that grenade, and they are going to chase him in. A level 16 totem upgrade going to slow down Blitz, and he is going to fall before he can get back to Epsilon and friends. And now the blood in the water. There comes all for Waifu. The gravitation surge catches 4. Garrosh steps out of it, but will charge back in. And the poking war has begun. Back and forth they go. Speed Cuber taking a ton of damage on the other side, but the minion wave coming in, and the core is going to be under assault. Riptire coming in will blow up and split the members, but Rad gets taunted. Emerald winded with the continuous winds. King Dunce is completely caught out. He is going to fall, and it looks like that is going to pretty much seal the deal here. 3 members down. They do get the counter kill, though, onto Greymane, but it's too little too late. The core is falling down, and that is going to be it. All for Waifu, taking another pretty convincing win here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They will take the series 2-0. They will move on to the finals for the NGS C Division Season 2. Give a huge congratulations to these guys. They have got to be pumped. Now they will be facing the winner of Wednesday night's semifinal match between Reborn Knights Black and Duratan's Couch. Overall, you know, just another really good rotational game for All for Waifu. They had good rotations, good turn-in timings, and a good teamfight synergy. The displacement was ridiculous between the Garrosh toss, the grenade from Junkrat, and then later game, the Emerald Wind coming out from Maflin. These guys did a really nice job of picking off 1 or 2 heroes at a time, and that eventually won them the game. They were able to take team fights at an advantage from that point on, and just be able to get the job done. Gotta give a lot of credit to Witch Rhythm, though. They've made it all the way to the top 4. That's definitely nothing to be ashamed about here. Did a really nice job in this series as well, keeping it competitive in each of these games. Definitely never gave up. Gotta give a lot of credit for that every time I see it. When you're down all your keeps and you're still fighting, that's the sign of a team that definitely wants it. I look forward to seeing them back, hopefully in Season 3. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Again, congratulations to All for Waifu. Actually, if you guys like, we can maybe look and see if All for Waifu would be interested in doing a post-game interview. I didn't forget. Let's see. Go ahead and hop into one of these Discord channels, see if they want to join us. That Greymane spec. Let's see, what was the Greymane spec?
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings. Hello. Hi there.
All right, so I'm joined by Doyle. We were just talking a little bit about your Greymane build in that last game, man. How's your team feeling right now?
We are pretty happy.
Yeah.
Mainly because we reached the finals.
Yeah. Chat definitely wanted me to ask the question of who you'd rather face in that finals match.
Well, to be honest, personally, I would rather face Drutan's Couch because at least I feel that we do know how to play very well against them, and we have screen with them, and we know we got a real chance. But for like personal achievements of the team, it would be better to play versus River Knight Blacks because they are a more challenging team, I feel.
All right. Well, I'm sure that RKB is happy to hear that. That the respect pick on the other side. So tell us a little bit about your build in that second game there. Seeing a lot more of the wolf talents than we see the standard cocktail build. What made you want to go into that?
Well, I do not like the cocktail build because the quest is, for me, really, really hard to complete. I'm not that good with the cocktail.
Yeah, it seemed like it made a lot of sense. You guys were splitting people up, so having some of the extra damage, and extra yeah, especially after Wise and Duelist, you guys were getting some good picks in the mid game. Who's your shot caller?
To be honest, we at least at this game we split at this series to be realistic. We split the job of shot caller in the whole team.
Nice.
But at the beginning, I was the shot caller. Then we changed it to speed cure. But we work better as a collective team in the shot calls.
Very nice. So, is there anything else? Any shout-outs you want to make, or anything else? Any other messages you want to give to any of the other teams or your teammates or anything before we call it a day here on a lovely Sunday morning?
No, not much. Just have a nice day. Play. Do not go with the usual builds. Be like me. I do not play with the usual builds.
Yeah, it's definitely the innovations, I think, that make a lot of splash and can really catch people off guard. I agree with you there.
It's used to the common builds, to the cocktail build, to the splash of the cocktail in this case, so they are not prepared to other stuff like this or Junkrat. No one plays Junkrat.
Yeah, the Junkrat pick was really, really cool there. A good addition to your guys' displacement style team comp there. I think that worked out really, really well for you guys. But that is pretty much going to do it for me. Thank you very much for joining me, Doyle. Congratulations once again, making it to the finals. And we'll see you guys in that one. I'm sure you guys will be watching Wednesday night to see who you guys will be facing as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll see you then, buddy. Thanks.
See ya. Goodbye.
That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jay Zod. If you guys want to see more Nexus Gaming Series action, you can check us out on Discord. A very cool group of people in the community for NGS. You can also start putting together that team for Season 3. We're almost done here with Season number 2. We're going to be having another matchup on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock here on this channel once again for the other semifinal match. It's going to be Reborn Knights Black versus Duratan's Couch. And I will be casting that one once again. So feel free to hit that follow button and come on back for another fun NGS match and more in the future. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Or a day, or whatever it is.